Hi guys, it's Mrs. Ogle. Are you ready to learn something new today? We're going to keep talking about butterflies and shapes today. And then at the end, I have an art activity I want to challenge you to. I want to challenge you to try something at home, okay? So let's get started with our song. Ready? It's time to start our day. It's time to start our day. It's time to give a great big cheer and then be on our way. Hooray! Good job. All right, you know what's next. We're going to stand up, put our hands on our heart, and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good job, guys. Go ahead and sit back down. We're going to check out our calendar. We're still in the month of April, but boy, that month is going awfully fast for us. I want you to look at the numbers on the calendar. Today's number is a 1 and a 7. Can you find the numbers together that are a 1 and a 7? Look carefully. See if you can find them. We're going to count, and we're going to get up to that number. So if you found it, okay, let's start counting. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. What's the number? 17. Did you find it there? Did you find the numbers 1 and 7? If today is number 17, what will tomorrow be? Let's start counting at 15 and see if we can figure it out. 15, 16, 17, 18. The next day would be 18, won't it? Well, today is Friday, April 17, which means if we were at school, it would be a fun Friday. We would have popcorn as part of our snack today, and you would even take a lending library book home. So I've got a new activity for us to try at the end of the day, at the end of our little video, and then maybe you can ask your grown-up to read you a new book, okay? All right. We've talked a lot about butterflies the last couple of days. Our butterflies are going through their amazing change, but let's talk about how they got there. First, butterflies started as eggs. Now, when they were eggs and they hatched, did butterflies come right out of the eggs? No, that's not how it works. They go through a life cycle, the process of changing over their lives. So first they were eggs and then they were caterpillars. And for a couple of weeks, those caterpillars were very busy eating. They spent a lot of time eating, and growing. Then they hung upside down in the shape of a J. They shed their skin one more time, and they turned into a, what's that word? Chrysalis. That's where they're at right now. They're inside of their chrysalis, going through an amazing change. This is a big, long word. That amazing change is called metamorphosis. That's a great word to know. I love that you guys know that word, metamorphosis. And when they come out of their chrysalids, they'll be butterflies. Very good. Now, let's check them out. Yep, there they are. Nothing has changed all week long. Haven't changed my camera one time. There's still chrysalids in there, but I do think it won't be much longer. Now, I was kind of hoping I might have a butterfly today, but I don't. Today is a Friday, which means Saturday and Sunday, the next 2 days, I won't really check in with you. But if we get a butterfly, I will. I promise I'll show you the video if we wind up with a butterfly in the next 2 days. Otherwise, we'll check on them again on Monday, okay? Now, while we're waiting for those butterflies to go through their amazing metamorphosis, let's keep talking about our shapes. Now, I'm going to move my little picture out of the way so that we can look at these shapes together. I want us to see what we can find in different shapes. Now, Mrs. Ogle must have been hungry when I put this together because there are several different foods that I like to eat on this picture. Let's start by finding a triangle. Do you see any triangles up there that look hungry? Do you remember Tommy Triangle? Proud as can be. Count my sides. 1, 2, 3. What shape do you see? It has 3 sides. A slice of pizza does, doesn't it? There's one more triangle up there, and it's pretty yummy too. It's one of a butterfly's foods. I see a triangle that a butterfly can eat. Do you see it? Watermelon. Great job. All right, now let's look for rectangles. Remember, rectangles have two sides that are short and two sides that are longer. I see another rectangle. I see two rectangles. One of them look really yummy to me too. Told you I was hungry when I was putting all these shapes on here. I see a yummy rectangle that looks like a candy bar. Yum. I see one more rectangle. Do you see it? I'm not going to give you any clues. Tell your grown-up if you know what that rectangle is. Did you tell him it was a book? You're right. It's a book. It's a book we've read before. It's Chicka Chicka Boom Boom. Will there be enough room? That's right. It's in the shape of a rectangle. Okay, now let's look for our squares. I see two squares too. I put two of everything on there. Let's see. Here's a square. With a square, remember, it has four sides that are all the same. And I see a window. I wonder if you have windows in your house that are squares. The windows in my house are mostly rectangles. Do you have square windows? Maybe you even have windows that are circles. You should check out your windows today. See what shapes you find. All right, now I see some circles up here. Do you see any circles? I see one circle that looks like a clock. Those clocks are great for helping us know what time it is. I see another circle, and I thought this one was really funny because I like his funny mustache. Look at that smiley face. Just like Susie's circle, big and round. All I do is roll around. Those are circles. You guys are really good with shapes. Makes me very happy to see how hard you're working with your shapes. All right, today we've got a story. I'm going to move my picture back down here for just a second. We're going to look at our book today. You ready? Today's book is called When Sheep Cannot Sleep. Do you ever have a hard time falling asleep at night? You know that happens to sheep sometimes too. We're going to read a story about when a sheep cannot sleep. Are you ready? This is a fun one. One night, a sheep called Wooly could not sleep. I'll go for a walk, he said, and he wandered off down the meadow. He chased a butterfly until it flew away behind a tall green tree. You notice I like books with butterflies. I do. There on the tree trunk were two ladybirds, fast asleep. I'm still wide awake, thought Wooly. Hoo-hoo-hoo, called the owls. Time to go home. It's our time to come out, said a family of bats flittering overhead. Boy, Wooly is seeing a lot of animals. Apples, said Wooly. I knew it was time for something, but they are too high up for me. How do you think Wooly could get an apple? Try climbing, said the squirrels. Can't, said Wooly. There's a ladder, said the squirrels. 'Cause sheep can't really climb trees, can they? No, not without something to help them. They were right. Wooly put the ladder against the apple tree and climbed rung by rung until he could reach the sweet red apples. It was a lovely, calm evening, and Wooly was not a bit sleepy. Fireflies were dancing in the air, and grasshoppers were singing in the long grass. Wooly climbed to the top of a hill to look at the view. Suddenly, flashing lights zipped across the sky. Wooly was very scared. What do you think those lights could have been? I wonder. He ran as fast as he could to hide amongst the trees, jumping over red tulips as he went. What a terrible fright, he panted. Where am I? In front of him was a house with lots of windows. The front door was open, so he went in. There were lots of doors, too. What shapes are those doors? Rectangles, aren't they? Yeah, a lot of doors are rectangles. In one of the rooms, he found some colored pencils. Good, said Wooly. I'll do some drawing. He was so pleased with his pictures that he hung them on a wall. He did a lot of pictures, didn't he? I'm hungry again, said Wooly. He went into the kitchen and cooked himself some nice green peas. He took them into the dining room. I'm late for supper, he thought. Now for a bath, said Wooly, with lots of bubbles. Next door was a little bed with a pair of pajamas laid neatly on it. Stars are out already, thought Wooly. Perhaps I'll just lie down in case I feel sleepy. He began to think. See this little bubble? That shows us what he's thinking of. He thought about his mother and his father and his sisters and brothers and uncles and aunts. What were they doing? Were they already asleep? His family and friends went round in his head. His eyes closed. Wooly was fast asleep. Good night. Boy, that Wooly had some good adventures, didn't he? He did lots of fun things, but what was he supposed to be doing? Sleeping. Oh my goodness. What are some things that he did on his adventures? Can you tell your grown-up something that he did in that story? He saw lots of different types of animals, didn't he? Which kind of animals helped him get the apples from the tree? What kind of animals were those? You can go back in the video if you need to check it out. Now in school, we've talked before about real stories and pretend stories. A real story we call non-fiction. That means it's true. A pretend story we call a fiction story. That means it's not true. Now, do you think this is a real story or do you think this is a pretend story? This one's a pretend story. This is a fiction story. How might we know that? What makes you think it's not a real story? Well, I noticed a few clues. Like the pictures were drawn, weren't they? They weren't real pictures like in a photograph. And I've never really seen a sheep draw a picture or cook peas before. And the bats were talking to him, and the owls. I've never really seen animals talk either. I think that might be a pretend story. I think that's a fiction. You guys are so smart. I knew you would know that one. All right. So here's our challenge. It's a Play-Doh shape challenge. So you got some Play-Doh in your goodie bags. Ready? Remember? Okay. Here are some shapes that we made with Play-Doh. I've got a square that's making a part of a house with a triangle on top. Over here, we made a rectangle for the bottom of a tree and a circle to show the leaves on top. I wonder if you can put those shapes in your Play-Doh too. Or what's another picture you could make with shapes? Maybe you can make a house or you can make a tree and you could do it using different shapes or more shapes. We didn't talk about Ollie Oval. We didn't talk about Danny Diamond either. But there are lots of great shapes that we could use with our Play-Doh. So if you make a really great Play-Doh picture with lots of different shapes, I want you to send it to me. I saw some more friends yesterday working hard, growing their brains. I got to see a few pictures. So if you do our challenge today, I want you to show me some pictures. I love seeing them. It makes my heart so happy because you know I still miss you guys. I love doing these videos with you, but I wish that we could see each other. So when you send me pictures, boy, does it make me feel good. It makes me very happy. All right, now next couple of days are a weekend, so I won't see you again unless my butterflies show up. So you be good for your grown-ups. I want you using your listening ears at home, okay? And I'll see you on Monday. Bye for now.